Oh, the song wanted to restart it again because it's so good. It's so good. And as always, we're here, we're live. And always production issues and always being late. But you know what? The little more we get by on these shows, the better we will get, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, welcome. Welcome. Give me one second here. Whoa! Welcome to the Unbound Podcast, everybody, where we dive into the stories shaping our world, politics, entertainment, crime, viral trends, and everything in between. I'm your host, Jey Morales, with also co-host Revelations tonight, bringing you the detailed coverage, discussion points, and a fresh perspective on the headlines you need to know. How you doing, Revelations? How we doing tonight?
Oh, good.
I'm sorry, I think your microphone broke up. How you doing?
I said good, just a little fucking chilly, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's getting the season. Tis the season to be jolly very soon. But according to weather reports, we will be having a warm front happening this October. I think it comes in the next couple of weeks. So keep up with that, guys. Because make sure you turn off your heaters. Because if you got them on wherever you at here in up north or Midwest, um, make sure to save some money on that, especially with everything that's happening now. On today's episode, we got an explosive lineup from President Donald Trump's latest moves with the federal government shutdown to Bad Bunny making history. Gonna be making history at the Super Bowl next year. Shocking crime stories, viral internet crazes, and even courtroom drama involving 50 Cent and Diddy. Plus, we'll take a closer look at the international tensions, including Russia's support for Venezuela amidst U.S. military pressure. We'll break down each story in depth, highlight the key implications, and leave you with discussion questions to think about long after the show ends. So settle in, grab your headphones, and let's get started. This is Unbound, where no story is off limits, ladies and gentlemen. Also, make sure if you don't have headphones and you're watching this on TV, make sure to turn it up. Leave us a comment, making sure that we know that you're watching, that you're here with us tonight, and welcome to another episode of Unbound. We're gonna dive right into this right now. So, the United the okay, so we're talking about the shutdown strategies of President Trump at the high stakes power play. All right. So the United States is in the midst of the federal government shutdown. President Donald Trump is turning the standoff into a high-stakes political maneuver. What began as a budgetary dispute has quickly evolved into a test of presidential authority, executive's power, and partisan strategy. As of October 1st, yesterday, federal agencies have halted non essential operations after Congress and the White House failed to reach a funding agreement. Thousands of federal workers face furloughs, delayed paychecks, and uncertainty about future, while past shutdowns were often framed as policy negotiations over budget, health care, or immigration. The Trump administration is treating this one as a tool to enforce political loyalty. The administration has withheld $18 billion in infrastructure funding for New York's subway system and the Hudson Tunnel projects located in Democratic strongholds, sending a message to political opponents that federal funds may be used as leverage. Agencies are issuing shutdowns notices that explicitly blame Democrats for the impasse, breaking with the traditionally neutral language used in previous shutdowns. Behind the scenes, the shutdowns aligns with Project 2025, a controversial blueprint aimed to reshaping the federal workforce and streamlining spending priority ONB. Streamlining spending priorities. OMB Director Russ Vought, a key architect of Project 2025, is deeply involved in discussions about temporary or permanent cuts, including potential mass firings. The administration approach signals a new era in which shutdowns are no longer just about policy disputes. They are a strategic tool for consolidating control and reshaping the bureaucracy. Um, on economic and social implications, federal workforce estimates suggest that hundreds of thousands of federal employees could be furloughed, with daily wages losses approaching hundreds of millions of dollars. The threat of permanent layoffs further escalates uncertainty. Public services programs ranging from infrastructure development to environmental enforcement are experiencing disruptions. Delays in critical service affect not only employees but local economies and citizens relying on federal support. Public perception, by framing the shutdown as punitive, the administration risks eroding trust in federal institutions and normalizing the use of government power as political weapon. Now, here's my discussions. How does using a government shutdown as a political tool affect public trust in federal institutions? Go ahead, Revelations.
I don't know why there was fucking billions of dollars tied up in a damn subway tunnel. Like,
Well, it's underneath the Hudson River. It's daylight.
yeah,
If you
I
ever
know
watch the
that,
movie
but
Daylight,
like, they know how to work on that shit. Like, so, like, so you're just gonna be telling me you have how much was it? You said like 50 some billion? Or was it
it
19
was
billion?
18 billion, I believe. Let me see here.
Okay.
18 billion, right? Yeah, 18 billion in infrastructure funding
So
for New York subways.
they have just that amount of money for a damn tunnel.
A tunnel in the subways.
It's like, so for just that, not for, and then you got to factor in roads, um, like piping for all that other shit, but the majority of all that money was for a fucking tunnel. Like, I don't know. It Now I can kind of see why, like that is a substantial amount of money.
Oh yeah.
And that's just New York City. Imagine how much other shit, other cities aren't being reported on, because obviously we all know what cities are like, because they're fucking they just stick their thumb up their ass when it comes to construction, and they're like, yeah, I know this will only take a week, but we're getting paid by the fucking hour, so let's just drag this out for like 3 weeks.
Like every company does.
So like, I don't fucking know. Like,
Well, next question. What are the potential long-term economic consequences for federal workers in the broader economy?
they're just gonna. I think they're just gonna. I actually don't even know. Like,
Well, they're going to face immediate loss of pay, delayed benefits, and increased financial stress.
yeah, that's what it would be.
That's what's going to happen, and over time,
The
repeated
the
shutdowns
real
can affect job security.
like the real big kicker is gonna be for like people who are on Social Security, Medicaid, whatever, stuff like that. All of that kind of shit, is when people are gonna like that. Those are gonna be the people hit first.
Yeah.
So,
Are these strategies within the legal and constitutional bounds of presidential power?
there's it has nothing to do with the president. Like, it's like I said before, quite literally, it's just the fact that the people who came down to say, hey, we have this in our, proposal. This side had this in their proposal. They couldn't agree on it multiple times before the deadline hit, and that's when, shit hit the fan. President is not allowed to interfere with that shit. Like, if there was, might be a little bit better. Might be like maybe he could have send a emergency extension. But no, there's nothing. It's just oh, sorry, you didn't agree before the
Exactly.
deadline, so you're fucked.
Mm-hmm. And next question here: how might public reaction to the shutdown shape future political and governance strategies?
Nowadays, it's definitely gonna affect it because this isn't the first time. People before, oh, we're outraged, yada yada, forgot it in like 5 days after everything got fixed. Nowadays, we all know what happens when shit hits the fan. It's fucking remembered forever.
Yeah.
Because this is literally the social media age. Fuck, people know it and like spread it in like fucking the first 5 minutes of it happening. Like, shit, if a dude's caught with his pants down, like, it'll be known in like the fucking 3 counties around him by the time he probably gets his pants pulled back up.
Pretty much.
Like, stuff spreads faster now than ever.
I agree. For those of you that are watching the show, again, these questions are how does using a government shutdown as a political tool affect public trust in federal institutions? What are the potential long term economic consequences for federal workers and the broader economy? Are these strategies within the legal and constitutional bounds of presidential power? How might public reaction to the shutdown shape future political and governance strategies? Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this topic, and we'll cover it on the next show. But while the domestic government shutdown unfolds, President Trump has also taken bold action in international front. The administration has officially declared that the U.S. forces are engaged in a non-international armed conflict with drug cartels operating in the Caribbean, signaling a significant shift in U.S. foreign and military policy. According to the White House, memo obtained by local sources. Pentagon notified Congress that certain Caribbean drug cartels would be classified as unlawful combatants. This designation followed 3 U.S. military strike against suspected smuggling vessels in the region. By classifying the cartels as a combatant rather than the criminal organizations, the Trump administration is effectively placing the United States in a limited war footing, allowing for more aggressive military action under international law. The implications for law and diplomacy are legal authority, labeling cartels as combatants, allowing broader use of military force and fewer constraints that standard law enforcement operations. It raises questions about the limits of executive power in conducting overseas military operation. Congressional oversight. While Congress was notified, there was no formal vote approving this classification, which has sparked debates over the balance of power between the legislative and executive branches. Diplomatic considerations. Caribbean and Latin American nations may view these actions as aggressive or intrusive, potentially complicating the international relations. The designation could also set a precedent for future U.S. interventions. broader pattern of executive power. Taken together with the shutdown and these moves revealed a pattern. President Trump is expanding executive authority both domestically and internationally. Domestically, the shutdown is used to enforce loyalty and punish opposition. Internally, military designations extend U.S. powers without the typical oversight. Both actions redefine the boundaries of the presidency in real time. So here's my discussion about this topic. Should cartels be treated as wartime enemies, or should they remain under criminal law enforcement? What do you got on that?
Um, Honestly, depending on what set, because cartels do some pretty fucked up shit. So to be honest, I would just say treat them all as. I wouldn't say treat them as terrorist organizations unless they've earned that right. I
Yeah,
would just say place them at, you know, like very top tier criminal organizations, like the mob used to be. Like, oh, if you see them, you know, be very on guard. Like, one of those kind of things. Like, kind of like oh, hey, you see somebody that looks like them, you know, even though it may sound kind of racist to say it, be very careful because people are, you know, trained to see. Because here's how it works. Cartel members brand their people with their own style of logos all over their body. Because if you've ever seen somebody with the MS-13, they put them over their face, so everybody has to recognize your MS-13.
yeah,
That's literally how they do it. Some gangs do it on the hand. Um, some put giant it's their way of branding people, so you can literally never leave. That's why if you hear of gang task force, that's how they recognize people is by finding identification markers, you know, just based on, uh, oh, this person was wearing like this particular item. Oh, he's part of this. Or this dead body we found was this, and he had this kind of tattoo. Oh, well, it must have been a gang fight involving such and such because they have beef with this person, yada yada. So, like, you know, some are higher in the pecking order, which means
which means
uh which means, you those are the higher fucking ones you wanna like on the criminal organization fucking takeout list. Lower ones shouldn't they should just be criminal cartels. Like terrorist ones, uh they because here's how terrorism works. Are terrorism is you want to do harm with a doing it with a political agenda set.
yeah,
So um if you are a cartel group, you're obviously trying to use uh the a government, or you're doing it to a government. Case in point, a lot of the top cartels in Mexico are using the influence of, you know, the top governments in said regions to influence the Mexican government via force. Henceforth, why they have been branded terrorists by the U.S.
Yeah.
One of them being MS-13 because they have infiltrated the U.S. and
Correct.
doing shit in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say like dealing uh, mass quantities of drugs, attacking people, capturing people and selling them fucking into slavery and shit. Yeah, it's weird shit. So yeah, that's how that shit would work. Like I wouldn't say everyone would need to like there needs to be a tier system and that that's how I figured that would be like would be like there should be not like there should be a set tier explain like and that's my thoughts on how it would be.
Okay. Okay. Moving on to the next question. What risks do U.S. troops and civilians face if the conflict escalates?
Mm, That's that's actually a good one because I don't. You would have to. Mm,
I mean, if escalation could increase exposure to violent encounters, kidnappings, and cross border attacks for U.S. personnel. That's what I think.
well, because I don't know how. Okay, how could you declare war on cartels? You know what I mean? Like,
I
because
mean,
that goes back to
they
the
come in and
previous
out, though.
question.
There's videos of them always coming in and out in
Well,
their
yeah, like,
souped up
well,
cars
like,
that are bulletproof and all that.
well, that's the thing. Like, it goes back to the whole entire question of, yeah, you can declare war on terrorist organizations, but do you declare war on, like, do you declare them all terrorist organizations at that point in time? Because then there's a lot of cartels in other countries and even in the US. Like, see, because then it's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because then if you say, oh, well, it's only the cartels in Mexico. Okay, so what about the cartels in Venezuela, Colombia, Brazil, Panama, Chile, Peru, you know,
Yep.
all those countries. And I'm only naming those because there's a lot of drugs that come out of there. Or, even if there's not drugs, other cartels like to hide there. Like, it's you can't just say, "Oh, Mexico," because even then people will just be like, "Oh, well, go figure, Mexico. That's pretty racist of you." Like, no, it's very picky how you and very tricky how you're gonna, do it.
Yeah, because escalations could also risk destabilizing neighboring
Yeah,
countries, worsening migration flows, and potentially drawing U.S. forces into prolonged conflicts without clear exit strategy. That's what can happen in the borders.
yeah, and your only real allies at that point are the Mexican Special Forces and the Mexican Marines, to my knowledge, because most of the Mexican military has been compromised due to influence from the
From within,
cartels.
yeah, from within of that. I mean, they work.
Those are the
I mean, in my opinion, they've been working together hand in hand for decades.
those are the only two that refuse to be, influenced. Like again, that is to my knowledge. I know to this day still the Mexican Marines refuse to be corrupted because they are working directly with the U.S. Marines.
Well, moving to question three: does Congress have sufficient authority to respond, or is this within presidential prerogative?
Um, Congress is the only one that can declare war directly,
Mm-hmm. Correct.
but it
Because
has
they're
to
the ones
be,
that have
if I'm
control over
correct.
authorization of military actions.
But if I'm correct, it has to be unanimous.
Does state, though, that the president and commander in chief can direct troops in immediate security operation. Legally, a large scale military engagement against cartels may require congressional approval under the War Power Resolution. Though the boundaries are often debated in practice, this issue tests the balance between executive authority and legislative oversight.
Yeah. That exact reason why you mentioned right there is why he is able to station troops and National Guard members only around federal buildings in states and cities that are currently right now unsafe, that are deemed unsafe.
Yep. Yep.
Like he can't fully send them in and do anything that is arresting, like patrolling the streets and whatnot, can only be around federal buildings like a federal courthouse, ICE buildings, um, uh, give me another FBI. I'm just trying to name ones that come right off the top of my head. Stuff like that. So if anyone were to try and deface it, attack it, that's when they can legally take action against them.
Yeah.
Anything other than that, just like standing outside and screaming at them or whatnot, can't do shit. So yeah, that's it.
Could this
And he
pres?
can
Oh, go ahead.
go
Sorry, I
go
thought
ahead.
you were. I thought you were saying. I thought you were still. I thought that was like
Yeah,
the end of
that's
that.
that's also why he can send them straight to the border as well. Like he has the direct power to do that.
Okay. Okay. We're doing really good on these. Could this precedented, extend to other groups or domestic or international? Yeah, yeah. Could this president, not the president, but president, or president, right?
Mm.
If you understand what I'm trying to say, could this president extend to other groups, domestic and or international?
Mm.
I think yes. Treating a non-state criminal organization as a wartime enemy could set a precedent for militarizing responses to other transitional or domestic groups, such as extremists,
Yeah,
militias,
cause
terrorist networks, etc.
yeah, cause like I said, if you're gonna declare, cause if you're gonna declare, oh well, it's just cartels in Mexico that are, terrorist organizations. You literally can't do that. It's either all cartels are terrorists or only the dangerous ones that the really extremely dangerous ones are terrorists. You
Yeah.
you can't, you know, because if you say like it's one of three. Either none, or either all, or either very extreme ones that have proven themselves to fit the justification of terrorists. Like and if it's all of them, then you're declaring war on literally a lot, and chances are a lot of them will put aside their differences and start forming alliances with each other because they're like, well, shit, this just got a whole new ball game. We need to, start doing some shit.
Right,
And at that point, you're in a whole different ball game too.
and that's the facts. Uh, Final question to this topic, so we can move on. How does the militarization? How does militarizing the drug war change U.S. foreign policy and international relations?
So I'll be honest, there's been a drug war going on for fucking years. It's never
Oh,
gonna end.
decades,
So
decades. I mean, I don't want to go into conspiracy theory here, but The way how a lot of gangs were able to get these guns. I mean, there's proof out there. You can find it. It might be conspiracy, or it's true for some other people that already know this information. But everywhere and anywhere in America where there has been gang violence, there always have been stories about, hey, this, we found 5 mysterious bags in an alleyway full of guns. Military style guns. You know what I'm saying? So, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it's only been recently, though, that, like, I'd say within the past 20, 30 years, though, that, like, ever since the Medellin cartel, they were like, yes, let us start, since the U.S. Has basically really heavily cracked down on all the drug running in their country, we can start drug running into their country from our country, and they'll be too stupid to catch on until we are fucking raking in the dough. And that is literally what happened. Well, they ended up getting fucking caught fucking like 10, 15 years into it. A couple years later, another one rose up.
Yeah.
Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat.
Rinse,
Now we
repeat.
have cartels in Mexico that are literally just running all over the place. We have them in Brazil. You have them in Venezuela. You have them in literally all of South America, to the point where in Brazil there's literally a dedicated part of the military for it that just goes and hunts them down. Like, I want to say it's called BOPE. And we're not going to speak any further on BOPE.
No.
I don't want to.
I heard somebody just
secret.
recently got a visit at their house. Some social media guy. I'll try to find it before the end of the show if we have time. The FBI went to his house for certain posts that he did online, and then he clapped back with a video of showing the card hiding the information of the investigators that went there.
We won't talk about them anymore.
No,
I mean,
no. They're pissed
we
right
know.
now. So.
Yeah, we know that they're in a video game, but we're not going to tell you what they do, other than that they hunt down those cartels.
Oh. Well, everybody, again, these questions to this topic that we were just talking about are: should cartels be treated as wartime enemies, or should they remain under criminal law enforcement? What risk do U.S. troops and civilians face if the conflict escalates? Does Congress have sufficient authority to respond, or is this within presidential prerogative? Sorry, my bad. Or is this a presidential prerogative? Could this president extend to other groups, domestic or international? How does militarizing the drug war change U.S. foreign policy and international relations? You let me know in the comment section what you think about those questions. Give us your answers, and on the next show, me and Revelations will go through them. But moving on now. In recent updates, FDA approves generic abortion pill amid political firestorm. In a decision that has reignited the national debate over reproductive rights, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, has approved a second generic version of the abortion pill, mifepristone, or mifepristone, however they call it, because all these names for medicines are always freaking weird. They can't just call it one simple thing.
Call it generic abortion pill.
Just the generic abortion pill, all right? Developed by Evita Solutions. The approval announced on October 2nd today comes amid heightened scrutiny from both political opponents and reproductive rights advocates, highlighting the deep polarization surrounding access to abortion in the United States. So the FDA decision. The again the mifepristone, the generic abortion pill, used in combination with misoprostol, is approved to terminate pregnancies up to 10 weeks. Generic versions of this of the drug, because there's even more generic versions of the generic version of the drug. Um, must meet strict regulatory standards to demonstrate equivalence to the original branded product. Evita Solutions approval marks the second generic alternative to the original branded mifepristone, which the FDA first approved in 2000, following the approval of the first generic in 2019 by GenBioPro. According to the FDA officials, their decision is regulatory formality. The agency evaluates scientific evidence to ensure safety and effectiveness rather than endorsing any particular product. We have very limited direction in improving generic drugs that meet the required standard, an FDA spokesperson said. Evita Solutions, a privately held company, has emphasized that its mission is to normalize abortion and make the medicine accessible to all, a stance that has drawn both praise and criticism. The approval has sparked immediate backlash from anti-abortion groups and conservative lawmakers. Students for the Life Action called the decision a stain on the Trump presidency, framing it as evidence of a politicized federal bureaucracy. Senator Josh Hawley also weighed in, stating he had lost confidence in leadership at the FDA over the approval. These responses underscore how generics, which are typically uncontroversial in the pharmaceutical industry, have become entangled in broader debates over reproductive rights and political control. Critics argue that expanding access to mifepristone could undermine state-level abortion restrictions and increase tensions between federal and local authorities. Even as the FDA approves the generic medicine, it continues to monitor the safety of mifepristone. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy and FDA Commissioner Dr. Marty Makary have pledge ongoing safety review to ensure that the drug meets standards and to address concerns raised by lawmakers and advocacy groups. Meanwhile, access to mifepristone varies widely across the United States. Some states have imposed restrictions or bans, while others allow broader access. Including mail order delivery or of abortion medications. Legal challenges to the FDA authority over mifepristone are ongoing. And the outcomes of these cases could dramatically reshape access to reproductive health care nationwide. Retailers are also influencing availability. For example, Costco Wholesale recently announced it would not sell mifepristone in its pharmacy location, citing limited demand. Such decisions can impact individuals in areas with few alternative providers, raising questions about equitable access to essential medication. Access to mifepristone is a critical component of reproductive health care. Delays obtain this medication can increase health risk, particularly if pregnancy extends beyond 10 weeks window for safe use. As generics become more widely available, the balance between safety, accessibility, and legal compliance becomes a complex policy challenge. The approval also highlights highlights the broader tension between regulatory science and political pressure. While the FDA emphasizes a science-based approach, public and political scrutiny can influence perceptions of its neutrality, potentially affecting trust in federal institutions. And here's my discussion questions about this. Should the FDA have more discretion in improving generic drugs, especially when they carry significant political or social implications?
Listen, I ain't touching this one with a 38.5 foot pole.
I had a feeling. I had a feeling, but I'm weighing in. Just give me a second.
We can let the we can let the viewers discuss this
Yeah,
one
yeah,
to be
yeah. I want
safe.
the viewers to discuss these questions for sure, and I want you guys to leave me a comment below, letting us know what your opinions are about it. And, uh, and as always, me and Revelation will go right to those comments tomorrow. And
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot safer for the both of us if we just
well,
scooted on.
I'm gonna get some docket team help. Let's see what they got here.
Yeah, docket team, you better have helped us.
Yeah, docket team got it going on around here. Okay, so the answer to the question, right, that should FDA have more discretion in approving generic drugs, especially when they carry significant political or social implication. All right, I say yes. The FDA should prioritize scientific evidence, safety, and efficiency over or efficacy over political or social pressures. Greater direction allows the agency to approve generics that meet rigorous standards, increasing access, affordability, and public health outcomes. However, political or social implications often invite scrutiny and lawsuits, which can slow approvals. While discretion is essential, transparency and clear evidence based reasoning are critical to defend decisions in political sensitive cases. The next question is: how should political considerations interact or not with scientific and medical regulatory decisions? I think you can answer this one because this one doesn't just have to do with this, with this medication only. It goes to many other medications.
Well, come on, docket team, we're waiting.
Docket team. Political considerations should not drive scientific and medical decisions. Regulatory agencies like the FDA must rely on clinical trial, safety data, and expert review. Allowing politics to interfere risk undermining the agency credibility. Delaying life-saving medications and creating inequities in access. Politics may influence public perception or funding priorities. But the technical review of drugs should remain insulated from partisan pressures to ensure public trust and evidence based policy. The next question is how do varying state laws and retailer choices impact equitable access to essential medications like mifepristone, mifepristone. I think it's mifepristone. Refristone. I think the S is silent. S and T is silent, or something like that. What do you think?
Honestly, retailers can go fuck themselves, cause the the pharmaceutical company will be like, "Alright, so here's the thing. We're gonna charge this much money for said product, and that is how much we want, and we're gonna ship it off to you. Then it has to go to, let's say it's prescribed medicine. Doctor, it prescribes it. Obviously, they have to make a little bit of money off of prescribing it to you.
Oh yeah,
Then you gotta pick it up from, where, like, let's say you go to a Walmart to pick it up. Shout out to Walmart, sponsor us, please. Um, uh, you know, you pick it up from Walmart. They gotta make their money because they stored it there, right?
correct.
It's that, let's say it started out at $100, or no, let's go $50. By the time everything is said and done, it is now like $300. And if and if you don't have good insurance, you'll have a copay of like $25.
I was
And if
gonna
it's
say
an
something
over the count,
inappropriate, but you know
and
what I
if
mean.
it's an over the counter medication, um, you can it'll sometimes be like fuck $100 depending on what the hell it is. Look at insulin at one point in time. Some people could barely afford it because it was like $100 for like fucking two things of fucking insulin,
Right.
which is fucking outrageous
It is.
because like people were like literally having to go to the hospital for fucking like because they could not afford insulin and were having like emergencies for it. Hell, even asthma, like inhalers, like fucking people were like basic shit like an inhaler. Like, oh, sorry, that's gonna cost you a lot of money. Um, too bad. Um, and because they couldn't afford it, same thing with EpiPens. Oh, well, I've ran out. Uh, and I believe EpiPens you can get over the fucking counter. Except
I thought
they're
it cost like
really
six
fucking.
hundred dollars or something for an EpiPen.
Here, let me pull it up actually. How much the fucking EpiPen costs? Da 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 da. Uh, I will tell you. Holy shit!
Yeah, I thought it was like $600.
Without insurance, it costs between $300 to $750.
Yep. Yep. It's
If you
expensive though.
have discount cards and programs, you can get it down to $10 to $100, and that is for one fucking card or one
One
fucking pen.
EpiPen. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Holy sh! And if you have the generic, it can cost between 285 to 750 for a 2-pack, varying by pharmacy. The brand name is 650 to 730 or more for a 2-pack, varying by pharmacy. Get the fuck out of here.
Literally, people are shitting out money to get their EpiPens.
And if you don't have an EpiPen and you have an emergency where you need an EpiPen, oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah, may the Lord have mercy on you.
Oh yeah, you better the moons better align. They better turn whatever fucking color you need, and you better pray to like honestly whatever god you believe in, because you're going to need it.
Yep. Yep. Or this is gonna happen.
Jesus, take the wheel.
That literally will happen.
Yep.
I mean, I remember a story. Oh, person was allergic to bees, right? Um, fucking got stung as they were driving down the road because their window was open. It was summertime, enjoying the breeze. That's when the bee came in, stung them. Fucking tried to grab the EpiPen real fast. Unfortunately, car fucking went into the ditch. Fucking EpiPen went in the back fucking seat. And, typical seatbelt doing seatbelt
Seatbelt
job
things. Yep.
would not fucking let the person go. And by the time the ambulance and whatnot got there, boom, gone.
Oh, sorry about that. While I answer this phone call, because it's a very important phone call, I know it's unprofessional of me, but I got to answer this phone call. Can you go to the segment that you were going to talk about? Give me just a moment.
Yes. Yes, I can. Let me find it. Let me pull this up. Okay, visiting the site now. Okay, everyone, we're gonna learn about some of our favorite snacks today. It is gonna be about some Uncrustables. And no, I don't mean the the non-crusty socks. No, it's gonna be about the non-crust on, sandwiches we all like to eat. So they now have protein variants. Apparently it has uh 12 grams of protein in it now. Um the new flavors are bright-eyed berry and a apple flavored. Um if you that let me go to a different place, I can actually describe to you what the flavors are in a better um
Like new flavors? Is that what you're saying?
yes, I can actually describe what the actual flavors, because all they're saying, because actually know what the new flavors are, but all they're saying is like what the actual name of the flavors. Uh,
Docket team is working on it right now, they said. They said here, as of September 30th, 2025, Uncrustables has introduced the exciting new flavors. Open apple, description: a delightful
Here
combination
it
of
is.
creamy peanut butter and apple cinnamon
So
jelly. Go ahead.
yeah. So it's apple and peanut butter and apple cinnamon jelly, and the other one is raspberry. Yeah, it's like a raspberry uh jelly and peanut butter or strawberry. One of the two. I think it's either strawberry or raspberry. I think that raspberry or strawberry, whatever one is, that one's gonna be pretty banging,
Yeah.
especially since it's high in protein. You have an excuse now to eat them because they're healthy. Remember that, everybody. Next time somebody gets on your ass about eating Uncrustables and they're, for kids, no, these are the good ones. These are healthy.
These new flavors are now available nationwide at major retailers as Kroger's, Walmart, and Target, with an 8-count box retailing for approximately $10.46. Not bad.
Also, we have some very important news now for the whole entire U.S. So for anyone who eats frozen and or ready to eat meals, there has been a deadly listeria outbreak.
Oh,
Um, the USDA and the Food and Safety Inspection Service has issued a public health alert for ready-to-eat meals that may have been contaminated with Listeria monocongenese. Originally announced in June, which has caused 20 illnesses to date, including 19 hospitalizations and 4 deaths. Um, uh, Updated its health alert on September 26 to include 2 new products: market side linguine with beef meatballs and marinara sauce, and Trader Joe's Cajun style blackened chicken breast fettuccine alfredo. Um, September 29th, Albertsons has also now voluntarily recalled store-made deli items supplied by Fresh Creative Foods. The recall stems from a contaminated pasta manufacturer by Nate's Fine Food in Roseville, California. The original investigation centered on chicken Alfredo meals sold at Kroger and Walmart. Um, affected products from Walmart: 12-ounce clear plastic tray packages labeled market side linguine with beef, meatballs, and marinara sauce. Best if used by dates September 22, 2025, September 24, 2025, September 25, 2025, September 29, 2025, September 30, 2025, and October the 1st, 2025. Then establishment numbers established 5078-4 or established 47-718 inside the USDA mark of inspection and shipped to locations for Walmart nationwide. And then if you want the Trader Joe's ones, 16-ounce plastic tray packages, Trader Joe's Cajun-style blackened chicken breast fettuccine Alfredo, best if used by dates of the 20th September 2025, 21st September 2025, and the 27th of September 2025, printed on the front label of the packaging. The establishment number P45288 inside the USD mark of inspection. Sold at Trader Joe's stores in Arizona, California, New Mexico, Nevada, and Utah. The affected products from Albertsons, if you want that, will be the Ready Meals pesto bow tie pasta salad, UPC code 2713300000, sell through September 13, 2025 to September 29, 2025. The basil pesto bow tie pasta salad, UPC code 2949210000, sell through September the 13th, 2025 to September the 29th, 2025. We have the Ready Meals pesto bow tie, UPC code 2713300000, sell through the 8th of September to the 26th of September of this year. Basil pesto bow tie pasta salad, UPC 2949210000, 8th of this month to September of this month and year. Again with okay, no, never mind. This one's a Ready Meals pesto bow tie. UPC code 2713300000, from the 20th of this year to the 29th. And finally, a basil pesto bow tie pasta salad, 294921 repeating, from the 20th to the 29th. And okay, never mind, they just have a bunch of fucking basil shit completely. Yeah, so from that store, just from Albertsons, just don't get basil products, like basil bow tie stuff, okay? Just don't do that, guys.
Yeah, it sounds.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna continue reading that. Just don't get basil bow tie stuff.
Now you know all. Where can they find Revelations? Where can our audience find the indicated codes, expiration codes that they need to look for? What website?
Okay. For Albertsons on the Ready Meals, just look for the UPC code, and it will say the sell-through date. And it looks like it's usually through the dates of the 9th to the 29th. For Walmart, it is, you'll notice it'll be best if used by, and it starts at the 22nd, and October 1st is are the date range, and you'll want to look for the EST number 5784 and EST 47718 next to the USDA mark. And for Trader Joe's, you want to look for the P45288 next to the USDA mark, and their best if used by is the 20th, 24th, and 27th of September, and that'll be on the front label of the packaging. And that is only in Arizona, California, New Mexico, Nevada, and Utah. Again, for Trader Joe's, Arizona, California, New Mexico, Nevada, and Utah. And that is only for the Trader Joe's Cajun-style blackened chicken breast fettuccine Alfredo. That is the only one for them, the 16-ounce.
Okay. Do you have and one more for after? We're done.
No,
Go a couple
no,
more. That was it.
But I figured that one was probably an important one.
That one was very important. You should keep up with stuff like that. That people love food. I love food. I'm sure other people love food, and I'm sure people don't want to go through any sickness.
Yeah, no,
You know?
especially the one from Albertsons. People have including with the they said including with the listeria, you also will get severe diarrhea.
Yeah, I don't think any of you want to stay on a toilet all day long.
Yeah, and then potentially get hospitalized and die.
Yeah. But on that note, real quick sponsor. What a way to move into food, huh? Because we're about to move into food right now, into a food ad.
Yeah.
Our sponsor right now is the Cable Hotel and Tavern in Kleinfeltersville, Pennsylvania. Open from Wednesday to Sunday. Wednesday 4 to 9, Thursday 4 to 9, Friday 4 to 10, Saturday 12 to 10, Sunday 12 to 8. Phone number is 717-949-8413. Address is 2647 Heidelberg Avenue, Kleinfeltersville, Pennsylvania. Seth and Jamie will take care of you. If you're looking for something different, they got a nice burger. It's called the Peanut Butter and Jelly Burger. Go down and check that out. They're great people, great atmosphere. It really isn't a hotel. People have stayed overnight on the parking lot thinking that it was a hotel. It is not a hotel. It's a former hotel. It's now a restaurant, tavern kind of deal. But it's a great food, great atmosphere. Seth and Jamie will treat you great. Make sure to come and go and check it out. Also, before I forget, we also have another sponsor that I need to throw out there. The following sponsors right here. Oh, wait. The following sponsor, ladies and gentlemen, is right here. Producer Mike presents and the Jessup Show Legacy. Mr. Producer Mike is the main host of a show called The Movement every Monday on 12 p.m. Eastern Time. So I'm also the co-host of the show. So make sure to come and tune in and check us out. We talk about worldwide webcams. We talk about NFL picks. We talk about certain of the games. We also talk about right now we're talking about ways to be cost efficient for you guys to have a nice trip. That's if it's in the fall or in the winter, in the spring, in the summer. It could also be something for the football game that's happening now with the NFL. If you guys want to know more things about, the Buffalo Bills are going to be at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. Where can I stay? Where is the most affordable? What's the most affordable hotel or Airbnb? Or how much are going to be the flights and things like that? Many more other things we talk about in that show. So make sure to tune in every Monday, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. The Movement. Right here. This is this is the upcoming one, actually. This is the one that's upcoming on the 6th. As you can see, that's Monday the 6th. And I can't believe that's already October 2nd. We're heading into October 3rd here in less than an hour and 5 minutes. I cannot believe it. Can you believe it?
No, I cannot. I really wish it was still summer.
Yeah, me too. But every day is summer. Every day is summer somewhere in the world. But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna move along here. But before I do, like I said, this is where I learned this at. It was this great show called the Jessup Show podcast. As you can see right here, you can tune in on all these shows. They were all live shows, never pre-recorded. All live shows. We're talking about years upon years upon years of podcasting with the Jessup crew podcasters. Right here, you can see 2025 shows, 2024, many good shows from when this started years ago. About 5 year trajectory of the Jessup Show legacy, and there's only one person I would thank for this opportunity. Success, Mr. Steve Jessup. Thank you very much for showing me the ropes and showing me how to become a better podcaster as I go on every day by myself now, not being part of the show because the show ended about April time. Mr. Jessup had to go and into an adventure, and now Mr. Producer Mike Presents has taken over the channel, and we are the movement where I'm the co-host and he's the main host. Cheers, brother. Hope you're doing well. Anyway,
What?
in a concerning incident, well, we'll talk about that incident in a second. Let me get up here real quick. In a move that has drawn criticism and concern, the White House has postponed the National Hispanic Heritage Month event scheduled for Thursday, October 2nd, which was today. The event, which was expected to celebrate the contributions and achievement of Hispanic Americans, was delayed due to the ongoing federal government shutdown. According to the White House official who spoke on the condition of anonymity, the decision to postpone the event was made in light of the current government shutdown. The official stated that the shutdown had created logistical challenges that made it impossible to proceed with the event as planned. The postponements come despite a proclamation issued by President Trump on September 22nd, officially designating September 15 through October 15 as National Hispanic Heritage Month. In his proclamation, President Trump acknowledged the extraordinary contributions of Hispanic Americans and called on public officials, educators, and all Americans to observe the month with appropriate ceremonies, activities, and programs. The decision to postpone the event has sparked a range of reactions. Some community leaders have expressed disappointments, viewing the cancellation as a missed opportunity to honor the Hispanic community during a time of heightened political tension. The political climate has indeed been charged across the country. Hispanic Heritage Month celebrations have been affected by various factors, including concern over immigration enforcement and political rhetoric. In Montgomery County, Maryland, for instance, the second annual Hispanic Heritage Festival was canceled due to fears of federal immigration enforcement activities. County officials cited concerns about community safety as the primary reason for the cancellation. As the government shutdown continues, the White House has not provided a new date for the postponed Hispanic Heritage Month event. Community leaders and advocates are hopeful that once the shutdown concludes, the administration will reschedule the event to honor the contributions of Hispanic Americans. In the meantime, many local organizations and communities are taking matters into their own hands, organizing their own celebrations and events to ensure that Hispanic Heritage Month is observed and celebrated across the nation. My discussions with this for my Hispanic family. How does the postponement of the White House Hispanic Heritage Month event reflect the broader political climate in the United States? What impacts do such cancellations have the Hispanic community? Sorry. What impacts do such cancellations have on the Hispanic community and their sense of recognition and belonging? In what ways can local communities step in to ensure that the cultural celebration continue during times of political uncertainty? And then final question, how can the federal government support and honor diverse communities during challenging times? Please let me know in the comment section what you guys think, because it should have been something that should have been done and not postponed, because indeed of the situations that are happening in the Hispanic communities across the nation. Moving on now, in a concerning incident at the New York LaGuardia airport, two Delta Airlines regional jets collided on the taxiway, resulting in one flight attendant sustaining a knee injury. The collision occurred on the evening of October 1st, involving two Canadian CRJ 900 aircraft operated by Endeavor Air, a regional affiliate of Delta. Around 9:58 p.m., Flight 5447, arriving from Charlotte, North Carolina, was taxiing to its gate when it was struck by the right wing of Flight 5155, preparing for departure to Roanoke, Virginia. The impact caused significant damage. Flight 5447 nose and cockpit windscreen were shattered, and part of its wing was torn off. Despite the severity of the collision, no passengers were injured. However, a flight attendant aboard Flight 5047 suffered a non-life-threatening knee injury and was transported to a hospital for treatment. Passengers from both flights were safely deplaned on the taxiway and transported back to a terminal by bus. Delta Airlines provided accommodations, rebooked affected travelers. The Port Authority of New York and New Jersey confirmed that the incident did not disrupt airport operations the following morning. The National Transportation Safety Board, the NTSB, dispatched a team of 10 investigators to the scene. Cockpit voice recorders and flight data recorders from both aircrafts have been recovered and sent to the NTSB headquarters in Washington, D.C. For analysis. Preliminary reports indicate that the air traffic control had instructed Flight 5155 to yield. However, it's still unclear why the collision occurred. Despite LaGuardia's advanced ground radar system designated to prevent such incidents, it's uncertain if they played a role in this case. Investigators are examining visibility condition, pilot communications, and operational procedures to determine cause of the collision. The incident has raised concerns among aviation professionals and the public. Some have questioned whether the recent federal government shutdown, which began just a day before the collision, may have affected air traffic control staffing and operations. However, the FAA has not confirmed any staffing issues related to the shutdown. Delta Airlines has pledged full cooperation with the NTSB and FAA investigations, emphasizing its commitment to safety and customer care. The airline stated, "We are deeply concerned by the incident and are fully committed to understanding its cause to prevent future occurrences." Now, as the investigation continues, the NTSB will analyze the cockpit recorders to reconstruct the events leading up to the collision. The finding may lead to recommendations for changes in airport procedures, pilot training, or air traffic controls protocols to enhance safety on the ground. Now, my discussion questions about this, how might the recent federal government shutdown have impacted air traffic control operations and staffing? Well, did this happen before or after? It states it happened yesterday. So if this happened yesterday, they're not getting paid right now, those people. So somebody said, fuck it. And I'm sorry for saying it like that. Sorry for dropping the F-bomb like that. But somebody said, fuck it. Am I right? You there?
Well,
I think
the
somebody
thing
said.
is,
Uh,
are they? I don't think they are getting paid by the government. So I think that those are all private. You know
no,
what I mean?
they're getting paid by the government.
what, Southwest and everything, and
Yeah, the air control people, they're the ones. The people that work at those towers
okay,
right now,
yeah,
they're
they
federal
are,
government
yeah.
agencies.
Okay, so they, yeah, they might have, but I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Like I honestly don't know.
So, a federal government shutdown often results in furloughs for non essential staff and delayed pay for essential personnel, including air traffic controllers. While controllers are required to work during a shutdown, low morale, staffing shortages, and increased stress can impact performance. Reduced administrative support or delayed training programs could also limit the effectiveness of operations. These factors may contribute indirectly to lapses in monitoring, decision making, or coordination, increasing the risk of near misses or operational errors. It's what's going to happen. What role do advanced ground radar systems play in preventing taxiway collisions, and why might they have failed in this instance?
I mean, a radar is only as good as the person who is monitoring it and the person who is, you know, like getting a readout to it and giving it back to the, any incoming people. Because you have multiple planes coming in and out of a airport. So it's like, oh hey, okay, there's a plane coming in from such and such, but there's also a plane taking off near that direction. We gotta wait. We gotta tell such and such plane to wait so that plane can yada yada. And so, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so it's, yeah, sure they got these advanced radars, but it's not as simple as you get the radar, you solve everything. Then, oh, it's a, overcast day.
Well, they have two
Like,
types of radars. They got advanced ground radar systems like surface movement radar (SMR) and airport surface detection equipment, which is ASDEX, track aircraft and vehicle movement on taxiways and runways, providing controllers with real-time situational awareness. They help prevent collision by alerting controllers to potential conflicts and allowing corrective instructions. Failures can occur due to system malfunctions, outdated software, insufficient coverage, or human error in interpreting data. In high traffic conditions, or when combined with staffing strain from a shutdown, these systems may not prevent every incident, especially if alerts are missed or delayed. Now, the next question: how can airlines and aviation authorities improve communication and coordination to prevent similar incidents in the future? And this is where what I got: standardized protocols, implement uniform communications procedures between pilots, ground crews, and controller to reduce misunderstandings. Redundant system, ensure multiple alert systems, including visual and audible warnings, are active and monitored continuously. Joint training exercise, conduct a regular simulations of high traffic scenarios for both controllers and airline personnel. Real-time data sharing, improve digital platforms that allow airlines and ATC to coordinate taxi routes, gate assignments, and emergency contingencies efficiently. Staffing management, maintain adequate staffing and cross-trained personnel to reduce fatigue and human error during peak or disrupted operations. And then the next question: what lessons can be learned from this incident to enhance safety protocols at major airports? We got investing in technology upgrades, modernize radar and collision avoidance systems to ensure full coverage of taxiways and ramps, prioritize human factors, recognize that controller stress, fatigue, and morale directly impact safety, and implement support measures, strengthen contingency planning, develop procedures for handling high traffic congestion and operational disruptions, continuous training and drills, regularly review protocols, conduct simulations, and assess emergency response effectiveness, transparency reporting, encourage immediate incident reporting and analysis to identify systematic weaknesses and implement preventative measures. It's what I got over here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you got on your side. Hopefully, I read those questions out loud and clear. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think when you come and listen to the show. And we'll go through those questions and we'll talk about it on the next one. Now, moving on to the next, because we're trying to fly through this now, ladies and gentlemen. Russian foreign minister reaffirms support for Venezuela amid U.S. military. In a development underscores growing tension in the Western Hemisphere. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov had reaffirmed Moscow unwavering support for Venezuelan government. And President Nicolas Maduro, even as the United States increases its military presence near Venezuelan waters, the statement signals as a deepening geopolitical contest in Latin America, where superpowers' interests are colliding with regional security concerns. Now, during this recent meeting in New York at the United Nations General Assembly, Lavrov met with Venezuelan Foreign Minister Ivan. Whoa, no, he did not. Whoa, did he? Oh my God! Said met with Venezuelan Foreign Minister Ivan Gilpinto. Important message. Lavrov condemned external interference in Venezuela's domestic affairs, emphasizing Russia committing to protecting Venezuela's sovereignty. He stressed that any use of force against a sovereign nation is unacceptable, framing Moscow as a steadfast ally willing to support Venezuela in the face of mounting external pressures. Let's see here. The affirmation comes amid in the increased U.S. military presence in the Caribbean Sea near Venezuela territorial waters. According to official sources, the U.S. Navy has deployed destroyers, cruisers, and amphibious assault ships, along with more than 4,000 troops, while the U.S. frames these movements as part of the efforts to combat drug trafficking and organization crime. The proximity to Venezuela has heightened tension and raised fears of potential confrontation. In response, President Nicolas Maduro declared a state of maximum preparedness, warning that any hostile action would trigger a full mobilization of national defense forces. Vice President Delcy Rodriguez further indicated that Maduro is prepared to declare a state emergency if the United States initiates any military measures against Venezuela. Russia's strategy. So what they got for a strategy is Russia's involvement in Venezuela is part of a broader strategy to counter U.S. influence in Latin America. Moscow has consistently supported the Maduro government, providing diplomatic backing, military consultation, and security cooperation. The presence of Russian personnel and technical advisors in Venezuela has long been a point of concerns of U.S. officials, who view it as a foothold for Russia influence in the hemisphere. The Kremlin has also criticized Washington maneuvers near Venezuelan waters, framing them as provocative actions that could escalate tensions unnecessarily and threaten regional stability. Here's some implications. The situation in Venezuela is a microcosm of a larger geopolitical struggle where the U.S. and Russia interests intersect in Latin America. Here's some key implications that include regional stability, escalating military posturing raises the risk of confrontation, which could destabilize the Caribbean region. Diplomatic tensions. Russia public support for Maduro complicates U.S.-Venezuela relations and limits diplomatic flexibility. Civilian impact. Heightened tension may influence Venezuelan domestic policy, including the mobilization of civilian militias and preparation for potential conflict scenarios. The unfolding situation is closely watched by governments across the Americas, as well as by international organizations concerned with the security, trade, and humanitarian issues. Now, here's my discussion questions. Let's try to plow through these revelation. How might Russia's over support for Venezuela influence U.S. strategy and military planning in Latin America? Go.
Honestly, it won't. Like, if anything, Russia's just trying to basically be like, oh hey, well, you need to stop doing this. Like, r- they're just trying to show everyone that like they're this big, strong country, and everyone knows they're not. They can't even win this war against a nation that is literally a third of their size, possibly even a quarter of their size.
Right.
It's been going on since like what, 2023, 2022, and they're now pulling out World War II relics to fight them. Like, and they want to go try and fight the strongest nation in the world against, to go help Venezuela. Like, they would have to cross either the Pacific or the Atlantic, which if they go to cross the Atlantic, that means having to get through every single member of NATO. If they go to cross the Pacific, Japan and Australia are going to have an absolute field day. And even if that does happen, Article 5 gets invoked, and that means all of NATO decides to come after Russia. And they're going to be folded in like a week. They're literally just throwing around words.
Yeah, they are. Here, real quick. How can diplomacy be leveraged to prevent escalations while respecting the sovereignty of Venezuela? I think that diplomacy can play a central role by facilitating dialogue between superpowers and regional actors. Um, confidence building measures such as mutual transparency about military movements, agreements on naval and air patrol limits, in multilateral forums, including Caribbean nations, can reduce tensions. Supporting Venezuela's sovereignty means avoiding coercive interventions while offering incentives for cooperating on security, humanitarian aid, and economic stability. Meditation by neutral international organizations like the UN and OS, what was it called? OAS, and can prevent escalation while respecting national borders. And then the fourth question is, what role do civilian militias and national mobilization play? You got some on that one? I had docket team
The
got
the
it, but
only
yeah,
problem
go ahead.
is Venezuela doesn't want to engage in any sort of diplomatic actions. They've already made that well known when when literally the second boat that we've blown up was a known drug boat and could have and was clearly seen with drugs, and they were like, oh, you need to stop blowing up fishing boats again. That is your second fishing boat that you've blown up.
Yep.
No, no, it's not. We literally stop telling us that they're fishing boats. We know that they're drug boats, and you're sitting here saying that, and at the same time, you said if we keep doing it, you're gonna send the military after us, and you keep flying your damn fighter jets over our, naval vessels.
Right.
Like, and yet you sit here saying, "Oh, hey, uh, you know, you need to stop doing this." Like, no, they're not gonna engage in diplomacy. They don't deserve any humanitarian aid if they're just gonna sit there and hide cartels. Because clearly the cartels are influencing them, or they're like, this is what I mean back to before. They're either influencing the cartels, or the cartels are influencing them. One of the two. So fuck them. They're now pressing fucking literal civilians into, fight for them when the actual, fight comes, which that's fucking stupid and like almost a war crime because they don't have a strong enough military. So it's literally the saying, send lambs to the slaughter. Like, come on now.
Right.
Like, I don't know. But hey, that's just me. I guess,
Well, moving along. I hope that that you guys leave me your answers below. Again, how might Russia over support for Venezuela influence U.S. strategy and military planning in Latin America? What are the risks of increased military presence by both superpowers in the Caribbean region? How could diplomacy be leveraged to prevent escalations while respecting the sovereignty of Venezuela? What role do civilian militias and national mobilization play in Venezuela's response to perceived external threats? So let me know there. I think we didn't talk about that, didn't we? What role do civilian militias
yeah,
and
we
national?
did remember because that's
Well, I
that's
mean,
what
yeah, I
said.
think you did touch it. You touched it.
Yeah.
Well, moving along now in a major legal civil rights development, the American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU of Puerto Rico, has filed a lawsuit against the island governor or the island government, alleging the improper disclosure of personal information belonging to undocumented immigrants. The case highlights ongoing tensions between local government responsibilities, federal immigration enforcement, and the privacy rights of immigrants living in the U.S. Puerto Rico has allowed undocumented immigrants to obtain driver licenses since 2013, a policy intended to increase road safety and integrate residents into civic life. Under this law, roughly 6,000 undocumented immigrants have received licenses over the past decade. Importantly, the legislation included safeguards designed to protect personal data from being shared with federal immigration authorities, ensuring that obtaining a license would not expose individuals to deportation risks. However, between February and March of 2025 of this year, the ACLU alleges that the Puerto Rican Department of Transportation and Public Works, along with the Justice Secretary as well, shared a personal information of undocumented license holders with federal agencies, including U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, without obtaining proper court orders. This disclosure alleged occurred without notifying those whose data was shared, violating both local regulations and original intent of the 2013 law. The ACLU lawsuit contends that the Puerto Rican government failed to comply with legal protocols by not providing copies of the federal agency's information requests, not supplying legal assessments or evaluations justifying the data release, sharing sensitive personal information without the oversight of judicial order. Annette Martinez Arabona, executive director of the ACLU in Puerto Rico, described the government actions as illegal and alarming, stressing that immigrants' trust in local institutions depends on the protection of private data. She emphasized that violating these protections exposes vulnerable residents to potential deportations and legal jeopardy. This lawsuit emerges amid a broader wave of ICE enforcements on the island. Between January and September 2025 of this year, ICE reportedly made 1,128 arrests of undocumented immigrants, most of whom were from the Dominican Republic. The ACLU warns that the disclosure of driver's license information could facilitate further enforcement actions and create a climate of fear in immigrant community. Privacy advocates argue that Puerto Rico's actions may set a dangerous precedent on undermining protection intended to shield residents from federal overreach. Legal experts note that while U.S. territories often cooperate with federal agencies, the law mandates judicial oversight when personal information is used for immigration enforcement purposes. The lack of court authorization in this case has raised serious constitutional and civil rights concerns. Some implications for immigrant rights goes with trust in government. Immigrants may hesitate to access basic services such as healthcare, education, and transportation if they fear their data would be shared with federal authorities. Legal accountability. The case could clarify the boundaries of state and territorial compliance with federal agencies, setting important legal precedents. Community response. Advocacy groups are increasingly mobilizing to educate immigrants and on their rights, emphasizing confidentiality, protection, and safe ways to interact with government services. Now, here's my discussion questions about this. How does the give me 1 second here. Okay, there we go. How does the release of personal information by the Puerto Rican government affect immigrant trust in local... Oh, my gosh. Sorry about that. How does the release of personal information by the Puerto Rican government affect immigrants' trust in local authorities and services? This is what we got here. Why is this coming out like this? Hey, docket team, what's going on?
Dogged team ain't getting paid well.
No, they're part of the government shutdown too, so they're kind of
that's
working
why.
for free right now. But it's okay. It's okay. They'll get through this. So, docket team, I'm waiting for you to send it.
They're on strike right now.
Yeah. I think one of them went to a smoke break in the middle of the show. I don't know. I don't know why.
Honestly, if like the amount of things I've heard about corruption and like the higher ups in the Puerto Rican, government.
Oh, they're the biggest. They're the
It
biggest
is
corrupt
just
people in the world.
absolutely shocking. Because you figure, about what was it, 5-10 years ago, the fucking governor just doing, when all of that like aid, was sent down there after the hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
Homie just took all of the aid, and half of it, like a quarter of it, was used for like equally distributed it to his family members. I
Correct.
want to say is what he called it. Or
Yeah.
something.
I know who you're talking about. You're talking about the former governor of Puerto Rico. Yeah,
Yeah, and fucking
forgot his name.
and what was really, and the only reason I found this because the mayor of Dunkirk, he was somehow related to one of the family members that got one of those things.
Ricardo Rosselló is his name. And they got impeached for
And
stealing all that, for embezzling or stealing all that money. with all
Yeah,
that
so
aid money.
it's like fucking like I understand you're a territory and homie, but like literally your island is consistently every year up for,
Well, I mean, after all
you
that
know,
happened, they threatened his life and stuff, so he left the country.
yeah. And it's like you guys are like your government, like every single year, guys, you do some corrupt ass shit every single year, but like every year, it's like, oh hey, Puerto Rico should be the 51st state. Like if you guys are like know this, and that's how like you know that everyone thinks that, why do you consistently do some really fucked up shit?
They still
Like
won't. They
guys,
will never be the 51st state, so don't worry about it. The Puerto Ricans will never allow it. But the next question here. I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. What are the broader implications for privacy and civil rights in the U.S. territories when local governments cooperate with federal immigration enforcement? I got cooperation with federal immigration enforcement can create legal and ethical intentions regarding privacy, due process, and civil rights. Residents may perceive local authorities as extensions of federal enforcement, eroding protections guaranteed under U.S. law. Uh, disproportionately affect marginalized communities, increased fear of government oversight, and potentially lead to discriminatory practices. The president also raises question about the limit of territorial autonomy in the scope of residents' constitutional protections. Uh, Next question is: how should government balance cooperation with federal agencies while protecting the privacy and safety of residents? Governments should establish clear, transparent policies defining the scope and limits of information sharing with federal agencies. Data sharing should be narrowly tailored to legally required cases, anonymized where possible, and accompanied by strong internal oversight. Authorities should communicate these policies to the public, provide avenues for complaints or recourse, and ensure that the law enforcement does not exploit personal data beyond its intended purpose. What policies or safeguard could prevent future unauthorized disclosures of sensitive immigrant information? Strict access controls limits access to sensitive information to authorized personnel only. Audit trails and monitoring track all requests and disclosures to detect improper access. Encryption and secure storage protect data with modern security measures. Legal accountability, enforced penalties for unauthorized disclosures, including civil and criminal liability. Training and protocols educate staff on privacy laws, immigrant rights, and data handling with best practices. The last question is: how might this lawsuit influence similar policies in other states and territories with large immigrant populations? I got this lawsuit could set a legal precedent, prompting other jurisdictions to strengthen privacy protections and limit cooperation with federal immigration authorities. It may encourage the adoption of sanctuary or data protection policies, enforce stricter oversight, and raise awareness of immigrant rights. Court rulings could influence both legislation and administrative practices, reinforcing accountability and establishing clearer boundaries for government data sharing in sensitive contexts. So, yeah, there's that. This segment not only provides a detailed narrative of the ACLU lawsuit, but also contextualizes it within the broader debate about immigrant rights, data privacy, and government accountability. It's ready for you guys to be able to, to see what happens with that. You know what I'm saying? Uh. What I want you guys to do is please leave your comments below. on these questions. How does the release of personal information by the Puerto Rican government affect immigrants' trust in local authorities and services? What are the broader implications for privacy and civil rights in the U.S. territories when local governments cooperate with federal immigration enforcement? How should governments balance cooperation with federal agencies while protecting the privacy and safety of residents? What policies or safeguards could prevent future unauthorized disclosures of sensitive immigration information? And last question, how might this lawsuit influence similar policies in other states and territories with a large immigrant population? So please leave me your comments below with your answers, and we'll go through them on the next show. Now, talking about Puerto Rico, in groundbreaking announcement this week that has electrified fans around the globe, Bad Bunny, the Puerto Rican superstar and trailblazer of Latin urban music, has been confirmed as the headliner for the Super Bowl 60 halftime show, scheduled February 8th, 2026 at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. This milestone marks the first time a Puerto Rican artist will headline the Super Bowl solo, joining the ranks of entertainment icons like Beyonce, Bruno Mars, and Shakira, who have performed on this legendary stage multiple times. The announcement comes after years of Bad Bunny breaking barriers in the music industry, bringing reggaeton and Latin trap into global prominence, while using his platform to advocate for social justice, equality, and Latinx representation. The news reportedly reached Bad Bunny while he was working out in the gym, routine he maintains to stay physically prepared for high-energy performances. According to reports, Jay-Z personally called him to inform him that he would headline the show. Overwhelmed with excitement, Bad Bunny celebrated by doing 100 pull-ups, a gesture that has quickly become symbolic for his determination and dedication. On social media, he expressed the significance of the moment, emphasizing both personal and cultural pride. What I feel goes beyond me. It's for those who came before me and ran countless yards so I could step in and score a touchdown. This is for my people, my culture, and our history. Go tell your grandma we'll be there. We'll be at the halftime show for the Super Bowl. This reaction underscores not only his personal joy, but also recognition of the broader Latinx and Puerto Rican communities that have supported him throughout his career. Bad Bunny's selection carries profound cultural weight. As an artist who performs primarily in Spanish, he represents a milestone for Latinx visibility in mainstream American media. Particularly on an event watched by over 100 million viewers worldwide. His music often addresses social and political issues, including, Latinx empowerment, making his presence at the Super Bowl not just entertainment, but a statement of cultural significance. Critics and supporters alike have engaged in vigorous discussions online about the implications of a Spanish-language performer headlining the halftime show, reflecting ongoing debates about language representation and inclusion in global media. The announcement sparked diverse reactions across social media and mainstream outlets. Critics, some detractors questioned whether a Spanish-language artist should headline such a major American event. Former race car driver Danica Patrick tweeted that songs shouldn't be allowed if they're not in English, reflecting a small but vocal segment of opposition. Supporters like celebrities such as Whoopi Goldberg and Jennifer Lopez applauded the decision. Goldberg highlighted the importance of diverse representation in media, while Lopez posted an encouraging message on social media saying, "No, it's your turn." Now it's your turn. The broader cultural conversation has centered on the Super Bowl as a platform for inclusion, demonstrating that Spanish language music and Latinx culture are integral to America's entertainment landscape. The Super Bowl halftime show is renowned for its elaborate production, choreography, and a high-profile collaboration with Hamish Hamilton directing and Rock Nation alongside Jesse Collins Entertainment producing. Expectations are high for a visual visually spectacular, musically immersive experience. Fans anticipate that Bad Bunny will feature tracks for his critically acclaimed album Debí Tirar Más Fotos, alongside surprise guest performances. Experts predict a fusion of high energy reggaeton, visually striking stage designs, and cultural storytelling, which could set a new standard for halftime shows and further elevate Latin music on global stage. Here's my discussion to you guys about this situation, real quick. We don't need to answer them if we don't have to. Give me a moment. My screen ended up messing up. There we go. Docketing.
What about the docket team?
They're teeing it out.
Damn docket team.
Yeah, they're back. That dude is back from smoking that cigarette. How you doing, man? You feeling better now? All right, good. Hey, man, I need you to look up a couple things for me because we have to end the show here because our buddy has to get going. All right, perfect. Thanks. So he's gonna look that up for me right now. Okay, so my discussion questions are: how does Bad Bunny Super Bowl performance impact a representation of Latin X culture in mainstream media? Bad Bunny performances significantly elevates Latinx representation in mainstream U.S. media by showcasing Puerto Rican music, fashion, and dance on one of the world's largest televised stages. He challenges a historically limited depictions of Latinx culture. It provides a visibility to Latinx artists. Whoop, headphones falling off here. Latinx artists demonstrate the commercial and cultural appeal of Latin music and help normalize Spanish language content in mainstream entertainment, breaking stereotypes and broadening cultural narratives. And next question, what are the potential effects of featuring a Spanish language artist at a globally televised event prominently in English? Well, featuring a Spanish language artist can increase inclusivity, highlight linguistic diversity, and attract global audiences who connect with Latin music. It encourages other media outlets to embrace multilingual performances. While some English-dominant viewers may initially feel unfamiliar, such performances often broaden cultural appreciation and spark conversations about diversity. Over time, this normalizes non-English content in international events and challenges the assumption that English must dominate global media. Next question is, how can high-profile platforms like the Super Bowl be used to highlight social, cultural, and political issues without alienating audiences? So artists can incorporate symbolism, narratives, and messaging in performances in ways that educate and inspire rather than provoke division. For example, cultural pride, community resilience, and inclusive storytelling can resonate broadly. Collaborating with media outlets to provide context and ensuring that messaging is accessible and celebratory rather than confrontational can maintain audience engagement while conveying meaningful themes. Question 4: what does this achievement mean for the Puerto Rican and broader Latino communities, especially regarding cultural pride and visibility? For Puerto Ricans and broader Latino communities, Bad Bunny's performance is a source of immense cultural pride. It validates the global significance of their music and traditions, foster a sense of representation in spaces historically dominated by English language content, and empowers younger generations to embrace their heritage confidently. It also reinforces the idea that Latino contributions are central to global pop culture, not peripheral. And then question 5, last question. Could Bad Bunny performance influence the future inclusion of more diverse artists and languages in global entertainment events? I say yes. This performance sets a precedent for greater diversity in language, style, and cultural representation at major events. It demonstrates that global audiences are receptive to non-English performances, non-English performances, that such inclusion can be commercially successful. Future producers and events organizers may feel encouraged to feature more artists from underrepresented communities, paving the way for multilingual, multicultural, and globally representative programming and entertainment. So yeah, those are my answers to those questions. Let me know what you guys think and give me your answers. Shout out to Xavier Miller. What's going on, man? Thank you for tuning in, buddy. We got so much more to talk about, but we'll be skipping this segment. Because something happened in Texas with a mega church pastor. I don't know if you heard about this revelations. A mega church pastor named Robert Morris pleaded guilty to child sexual abuse. Yeah.
Figures it would be a mega church
A
pastor.
mega church pastor, man. A mega church pastor. You want me to? You want to hear about it, or I mean, that can already tell you. We're right at the end almost here. I think we only have one more.
I say we wait till more details come out.
Yeah, we're gonna wait until more details come out about that.
That way we can get all, we can save all the juicy
the
details.
juicy on the juicy
Good stuff.
Yeah, we'll bring that up
We're not-
tomorrow.
Yeah, that way if any more stuff comes out, that way we don't give them half the story and half tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, true, but that's why we keep up with the facts. We do that with all the stories, just like we are like a news outlet, but we have to find the news.
We don't want to give them half a burger and half tomorrow. We just gotta give them that big old fat burger.
Well, in other news, in a bizarre and headline-grabbing turn of events, rapper and entrepreneur 50 Cent has publicly warned that Sean Diddy Combs could cause a baby oil shortage if he is released from custody. The warning came during recent legal proceedings involving Diddy, and it quickly went viral on social media for its unusual and humorous framing. The situation unfolded as a judge considered matters related to Diddy's ongoing legal issues. According to 50 Cent, releasing the music mogul could lead to mogul, I think it's mogul, could lead to chaos in unexpected ways, jokingly claiming that he'll create a baby oil shortage. While the statement is clearly hyperbolic, it drew massive attention online, with fans and commentators weighing in on the absurdity and entertainment value of the warning. 50 Cent, known for his sharp wit and social media presence, has previously used publicly statements to generate buzz, sometimes blending real concerns with humor to highlight his perspective. While the statement is humorous on the surface, it also underscores how high-profile personalities can influence public perception during legal matters. Both Diddy and 50 Cent are well-known figures in the music and business industries, and their interactions, whether serious or playful, draw intense media scrutiny. The incident also highlights how viral commentary can overshadow legal realities. So here's my questions here for this. We don't have to answer them. You guys let me know. How does celebrity status influence public perception during legal proceedings? Can humor and hyperbole in high-profile cases help or hinder justice? What are the implications of viral statements of court cases involving well-known figures? And how do fans' media shape the narrative around celebrity legal issues, especially when unusual statements go viral? In another funny news here, that's been going on the last 24 hours, in a story that feels like it's ripped from a comedy sketch, a policeman has won a lawsuit against Google after being captured butt naked by a Street View camera outside of his home. The case has raised questions about privacy, technology, and the limits of digital mapping. The incident occurred when Google's Street View car drove past the officer's residence and capturing both him and his home's details, including the house number and the street name. The images were subsequently published online, accessible to millions of users worldwide. The officer argued that the photographs violated his rights to privacy. expose him to public harassment, and create a potential security risk given his profession. Legal experts noted that this was a rare but significant case, highlighting how widely accessible imagery can have unintended consequences. The lawsuit, the officer sued Google for invasion of privacy and emotional distress. The court ruled in his favor, acknowledging that even publicly viewable areas, when captured in compromising situations, can constitute a violation of personal rights. This landmark decision underscores the legal complexities of emerging technologies. While Google Street View has been an invaluable tool for navigation and business mapping, this case shows that technology companies may be held accountable when their services unintentionally infringe on privacy. So how should here's my discussion questions to this. How should tech companies balance public utility with individual privacy rights? What safeguards could prevent incidents like this in the future? How might this ruling affect other mapping services or social media platforms that share real-time images? Should there be a stricter legal limit on what can be captured on public Let me read that again. Should there be a stricter legal limit on what can be captured and published by autonomous or automated cameras? What's your roundup on all those questions? I feel like you got something to say about this. In the first in my first answer it's to this one. What safeguard could prevent incidents like this in the future? Don't freaking go outside naked. Go ahead.
I mean, it was on his property, so he can damn well do what he pleases. Am I not right in that statement? I mean, yeah, don't go outside naked.
His house is his kingdom, though. His property is his kingdom.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you can get in trouble for that for indecent exposure, but at the same time, you can argue, I'm on my property. So, and as long as you have a fence, well, why are they staring at you if you have a fence? You know what I mean? It's their damn
S.C.
fault if
Johnson,
they're
a
staring at you
family
and you're
company.
butt ass naked. You know, like, for all we know, he didn't have a fence. So the Google's autonomous street view car caught him. So they just posted that video out there, or that picture out there for everyone to see. Basically, like, and caught his house and everything. So that is literally why he won that case. So Google did an Cheerio.
Hey Google, you think
and
you can
fucked up.
send that autonomous car over here and pass by my house tomorrow?
Yeah, and try not to get pulled over either. Except, not that you'll get a ticket.
Anyway, before we end the segment tonight, I know that our good buddy here, Revelations, has a daily reminder for us tonight.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
we are going to be
okay.
exiting out the show for the remainder of the night.
So, let me, I actually have it, written down.
Oh, this one took work, guys. This one took work. So make sure to listen and make sure to catch the clip this weekend will be posted.
Okay, everyone, is everyone ready for the daily reminder?
Oh, I got something for you. Say that again one more time.
So is everyone ready for the daily reminder? Okay. So the daily reminder is, would like to let you all know that Dab's Anal Lube is now being sold at stores. It is non-toxic, non-corrosive, and it comes in gel form, liquid form, and it is only $19.95 plus tax.
Wow. Wow, I didn't know that he was already selling.
This portion of the podcast brought to you by Fleshlight. Fleshlight, go fuck yourself.
Wow. Wow. Again, this episode is sponsored by Dabs Anal, the only thing sliding in your night harder than your ex at 2 a.m. Oh, God. Oh. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, before we wrap up today's episode, we want to take a moment to talk about something crucial: mental health. The world is fast, unpredictable, and often overwhelming. If you or someone you know is struggling with stress, anxiety, or any mental health challenge, you're not alone. You can reach out for help anytime. Call or text at 988 to connect with trained counselors in the U.S. Or for additional support, you can contact 1-800-662-4357. The SAMHSA National Helpline. Your mental health matters, and reaching out is a sign of strength, not weakness. So with that, I'm going to let real quick our good buddy Revelation say his goodbyes.
Yeet.
And that's it for today's episode of the Unbound Podcast. Thank you for tuning in, staying informed, and thinking critically about the stories that shape our lives. I'm Jey Morales. Stay curious, stay aware, and until next time, stay unbound. Shout out to the Just Up Podcast crew. Shout out to my dad, the biggest supporter of them all. We'll catch you tomorrow at some point. I can never have a set time because I always mess up. Thanks again, folks, for tuning in. Have a good night.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.